Hello, and welcome to Art on the Farm with Mia, Sage, and Jan, brought to you by the Monroe Area Council for the Arts. Today, we are going to be crafting, and we are going to be working on some adult wreaths, some crafting wreaths. So, to get started today, some people like to use twist ties. I like to use the zip ties, these with the little plastic end, just because when I like to go, I like to just really keep moving. So you may want a combination of both of the twist ties, those little metal twist ties, and or the zip ties, whatever you like working with the best. You're going to want some squares of fabric. My recommendation is to get started, use bandanas or the microfiber little cloths like some people use to clean in their house or to clean on their car, their vehicle. This is going to be just a really nice thing to play with and start. But any squares of fabric are going to be great. And your bandana or your microfiber is going to be squared already, so it's a nice place to start. It's just a nice place to go. Now, the reason that I myself chose to do the microfiber squares is that this is going to be, for me, it's going to be a gift wreath for a lady who is having a baby boy. And so they can take this off because I'm not using any hot glue. So this is going to be a gift. They can take this off and they can wash those, and they will have a need for every one of those microfiber cleaning cloths very, very soon. So that is my purpose for this particular one. And I'm going to step by step with you how to do this. Now, I'm going to grab my gray microfiber cloth. Okay. And it says it's partly polyester. But you know what I'm talking about there. Okay. So I'm going to get my gray cloth. And I'm going to take it like a diamond. And I'm going to go from tip to tip, turning it now from a diamond into a triangle. And I want to be very aware of where the tag is, if there is a tag. If there's a tag and you fold it, change it up, fold it so that the tag disappears. There are very few things in life more frustrating than when you're working on it and you go, oh my gosh, there's a tag. Okay. So now I'm going to go from corner to corner. And I'm going to pull the other corner right up. Now this is your open side, and that's the side that we're going to be threading through the base, that's going to be pulled together with your twist tie or zip tie, your choice on that. Okay. This side is going to be the most viewed side. So just kind of check your point, make sure it looks okay. I have noticed when doing this with the microfiber cloths, it gives it that the neat, relaxed, bunchy look, fluffy, bunchy look. If you are doing this with bandanas, it's going to give you the nice, crisp, straight look. So it kind of depends on what kind of feel you're going for. Are you going for the fun and funky, or do you really like things precise and crisp? Then you're probably going to want to choose the bandana. So this one's already been started for us, just to show you kind of where we're going. Okay. I'm going to be taking this. Remember, the open side is the side that we're going to be tucking right in here. This right here, the line, goes to the back. Okay. So now I'm going to tuck this part back just so it looks more pronounced. And I'm going to start stuffing. I'm going to pull through right here. I'm going to leave it back right here, and then I'm going to pull forward right there. Make sure you get all of your tips and pull down. Okay. Right here in the center one, that's where I'm going to be putting my zip tie. If you choose twisty ties, it's perfectly fine. All I'm doing, so there's 1, 2. I'm going to be putting it on the second from the center. Making sure that I get my end where they're going to meet up so that I can see it. And I'm a lefty, so sometimes that can be hard for people because I'm a lefty. Okay. So if this wasn't there, what it would look like for me threading it through is that right there. See that? That's all it is. And now I'm just putting it over, sliding it right over, making sure that I get all of my end, don't have anything hanging out, and pulling through. And tuck behind. All right. That is why I prefer them over the twisty tie. So much easier. And be aware of how even you make that. I may have made him a little bit long. I think this poly is very forgiving. Some things, like, especially if you're somebody who likes to fold it and then iron it down so it's good and creased. I love you people. That's not me. That's not my personality. That's not who I am. But that type of person, love you for it. That type of person is going to want to really check to make sure that's good and even, or it's going to drive that person crazy. Okay. So we're going to do that again before I show you how to do the second layer. Then I'm going to show you a completed one. So, practicing again. Be aware of your tag. Okay. Tip to tip. Make sure the last time for me, my fluffy side was inside. So I want to be consistent. So if your fluffy side was inside, or if there's any difference in your fabric, check it. Make sure that you're okay there. Make sure you're consistent. Now corner to tip, just like before. Okay. Corner to tip. Remember the crease is to the back. Remember the open part, that's going to be facing down. So we want to check our tip here. Looking pretty good if I do say so myself. This is the front for the wreath. This is the front for the wreath. On the first rim, going towards the outside, is where we're going to tuck this tip in. We're going to leave it behind. And then on the first space, going from the inside, where we're going to be pulling it in again. See how that happened? And then I personally like to just pull these edges back. I just think it's cleaner. It doesn't have to be. I just think it's cleaner. I'm going to do that. You know, I'm going to pull him out. Usually, I do it just like that first. So, if I'm going to follow my own rule and be consistent, then I need to go on and do that first anyway. I just think it makes it pop up better. Nice clean finish there. And then I'm pulling him back out. There we go. All right. So, checking my back. Checking the front of it. Looks pretty good. I'm ready for my tie. We'll take that. I know that it's going to be the 1, 2, second metal ring right there. Second from the inside is my goal. Stick him in. And you get better. You get quicker. Already we're quicker than the first one. Stick him in. Double check. Make sure all your tip is in there. Then pull tight. Nice. None of that twisting for me. No, no, no. Okay. And really, you would think, oh, I need to cram in another one. But no, not really. Because once we go to put something in the spaces of each, it's going to fill it in quite nicely. You don't need to do any more than that. So this is a 14-inch base. And it has these nice little sections out to it. It's 2 in each section. 2 in each section. So I've got 2 here and 2 here. One thing I do like to go on and do though, once my section's finished, my ties are on it, I do take the extra time and I go on and push him back again. Keeps him out of my way later. Not something that's a have to, but it's a want to. Go back there. We go. There we are. Very nice. Okay, so this one is just going to be a 2-layer one. I'm going to see if he'll stay. He may not want to. There we are. Okay. Second layer, folding is the same. Okay. Second layer, the folding is the same. So I'm going to do that right here on my lap. I made my triangle, checked my tag. I went tip to corner, tip to corner. And I've checked my tip. I have my open side. Oh goodness, it got dark. There we go. I have my open side. Okay, I have my pointy side. Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm going to do a couple of things to make my life a little easier for this second row. I'm not worried about that in your first row. First row goes all the way around. This is a different color, a different layer. Okay. Instead of doing it like I did before, because this row is going to be very prominent, and I don't want to see the rings as much as I can not see the rings, okay? So, in doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and take my tie. I'm going to put it here. Okay. And I'm going to just pull those around it so that now when I secure it, see, arm over, so that now when I secure it, it's going to pull those in really nice and tight, and it's going to have the corner on each side. I'm going to do that again for you. So we start just like we did for the other layer. Start the same, nothing different. Okay. But now, because it's a layer 2, I'm taking this, putting it down. Make sure it's positioned to receive. There we go. I'm going to pull over. Then take this and pull over. Kind of like you're wrapping your little tie so that he's nice and cuddly. Now, when I go to pull, I'll have both of these corners leaving the other one. So, let's try it. Let's see how we do. I'm going to hold it like this, flip it over. My goal is right here. I'm going to set him down. Okay. With this being my goal, I'm now going to flip it over. I got all this busy activity going right here. So, pull my twisty tie. And my goal is to embrace the middle 2 lines. Let me put my hand right there. I'm going for these middle 2 lines. So the top part is going to tuck in. He's ready to embrace, to cuddle those middle 2 lines. I'm taking my bottom one. Whoops! Pull it up right there. He's ready to embrace the middle 2 lines. Pull nice and tight. All right. Now, again, your twist tie or your zip tie has just looped through those first 2, those 2. And you can see right here, we see the top one, we see the bottom one, and that twist tie is hugging both of the middle ones. Hugging both of the middle ones. What that does in the front is it creates this look. Nice next layer. A nice next layer. And then as you continue, you're finding between the 2 peaks, that's where you put. Between the 2 peaks, that's where you put. Now, in going to complete it, you end up this really nice front. And you can see this type of fabric does give that kind of really relaxed, kind of bunchy look. Really sweet for my purposes. On the back, you got a mess. Okay, and that's okay. So all you're going to do on the back is just go through and very gently up close, go on and cut all of those. Okay. Now for kind of a showstopper in the middle, you can do all kinds of things. Like I said, for me and my purposes, this is going to be for a new mama. And sometimes you have to be a bit strategic about how you add something. So I've got this nice little rabbit. I left his tag on there. And I'm going to use that to my advantage. Some of these things are kind of trial and error. Try to figure out what works best so that you can hide. I'm going to do my best to attach our little Peter here on top and bottom. And again, trial and error. Kind of poke through, see where it goes. Oh, that was a really lucky poke through right there. wiggle my tag on through here. Find the top rim for me for this. I can just pull that tag right into that little top rim. Oh yes. Couldn't have asked for better, really. Then I can go on and attach Peter's ear. And you know, actually, it's a little high for my liking. I'm going to undo what I just did. I'm going to tuck him in lower. So again, trial and error, figuring it out. Do not rush yourself on this part. That's actually pretty solid, but I could go through and I could do his ear as well. That's pretty solid. You can wiggle through on the same rim, or on the bottom rim, on the inside, kind of secure him. But there he is for that new mama. That's why you secure it. And I'm going to go on and secure it away from your eyes here, because my demonstration board decided to go on vacation, it looks like. That's what happens when you try to cut a corner. So just go on and secure it. And don't cut corners like I did. Because it will not serve you very well in the long term. What a good lesson for me. Put a little tag tuck there. And pull this nice and tight. There we go. And just kind of try to make that disappear. There we are. All right, Peter. Are you going to stay for us? It's probably wise to go on and maybe counter it with a zip tie or a twist tie right in here. Kind of where his leg meets his body, so it won't be very noticeable. But that is how you make a wreath using fabric squares. Whether you choose to use bandanas, a regular fabric, and just square it off and cut it up that way, or whether you choose to use these are those little cleaning cloths. Thank you so much for joining us today with Art on the Farm with Mia, Sage, and Jan. I hope that you had a nice time, and we're very grateful to the Monroe Area Council for the Arts for allowing us this opportunity to be together. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.